Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 237 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, a.k.a. the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. My mom may be becoming a liability, at worst, at best, a wild card. Let's get into it. Now, if you're a fan of us here, and again, remember to like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell all your friends, as Taking Back Sunday said about this project, Verbal Graffiti. 72 subscribers. Whoa, whoa. Let's try to get that to 100. But if you have watched prior episodes, you know this studio is in my mom's basement. This is also my bedroom when I'm not recording episodes of Verbal Graffiti. I live with my mom as a 42-year-old. I won't say she loves the smut humor that I do, but she certainly tolerates it. She encourages me to keep doing it. And I think it's safe to say she is our number one fan here at Verbal Graffiti. But, you know, I guess as your parents get older, they let it fly. And a little backstory. I'm the youngest of 5. I'm the only child, an adult child that still lives at home. All my other siblings, they're real adults. They've done stuff with their lives. They have their own homes, families, careers, all that jazz that you're supposed to do. I'm here. So it's me and my mom living here alone, or together. And this may surprise some of you, maybe all of you, but I'm a quiet guy. A lot of people are surprised when they see me do stand-up or watch an episode of Verbal Graffiti to find out that I'm a quiet guy. I don't talk much. I have a lot to say on stage when I'm doing stand-up. I have a lot to say here. But other than those two avenues, I don't really talk to anybody. I'm a hermit, troglodyte. I'm a lurker. I listen, I observe. I'll make comments, but I'm not a converser. I'm similar to my dad like that. And my dad died, 2014, May 31st. So we're coming up on 12 years since my father passed away. He died of a rare disease called supranuclear palsy. It was horrific. Very relatively healthy at 60. Needed 24-hour care. When he died at the age of 63. It was quick, rapid, and just wrecked him physically, mentally, and all that. So for almost 12 years, my mom, she doesn't have my dad, doesn't have her husband, and so the only person she really gets to talk to is me and my other siblings when they call or stop by. So my mom's a talker. She likes to talk, but that talking, as I aforementioned, is becoming a wild card. And I don't really know what to do about it because I could tell my mom, hey, maybe don't tell the hairdresser that you helped our neighbor put down their dog. This is what my mom is doing now. My mom goes out. And she'll go shopping, she'll go to BJ's or Costco's or she'll go to Lowe's, Home Depot. She'll go out, right? Because she's retired. So she'll go out in the morning and cold. She goes out and she'll talk to the teller. She talks to everybody. She'll talk to the banker. She'll go walking. And she'll end up talking to people. There's a little trail down by where we live. She'll walk 4 or 5 miles and she'll come home. And she'll be like, you'll never believe who I talked to. I'm like, you were walking. How did you who talks to people when they're going for a walk or jogging? I jog all the time. I've never conversed with anybody while I'm jogging. But my mom, she goes out and she spills her life, whatever's going on with these people, these strangers. Because that's what they are. They're strangers. But my mom is at that age. And I'm not going to say her age here because she'd get angry if I, told her age, for the internet. But, I'm 42. You kind of guess what her age is. And I'm the youngest of 5. So she's getting up there, right? She gets those magazines from AARP weekly. We get those in the mail. So she's one of these types of people. But it's kind of amusing But it's a bit troublesome too. Like when she'll go talk to a lawyer or a bank teller or whomever about she'll just spill whatever is going on in her life. I don't think she does this purposely. It's just that my mom's a talker. She likes to talk. My dad is dead, so she doesn't have my dad to talk to anymore. And I'm not a talker. I'm somebody you could talk to, but I'll give maybe 1 or 2 sentence responses to. Like I'm not a great conversationalist. That's why I do this alone. That's why I do stand-up, which is a single person activity. I don't do improv. I don't do acting. I'm not doing a day show. I like to talk to myself. That's why I don't have a co-host. So my mom doesn't get that outlet through me, the person you can talk to all day. So maybe this is partially me is to blame for this. Hand up, I get that quietness from my father, my dad. Like I get that trait from him, not my mom. But my mom, she'll just kind of talk shit about people in her life. And it's amusing when she does it to, again, the checkout lady at Stop and Shop or whatever grocery store. Because that person, that information is not going to spill to other people in my life. But then something happened the other day. Now, as I mentioned, my other siblings, they have real lives. I have my brother and my older sister. They both have kids or are adults now who are graduating college, right? So it's May, so we're going to their graduating colleges. Congratulations to both of you. So we're planning, different days. We're coordinating how to celebrate both on separate days, but it's hard when you have 2 kids who are kids, but adults graduating college, and you know what that's like. If you have birthdays on the same day, how do we celebrate, bro? To give people equal time, celebratory accolades, do it equally. But my mom is kind of aggravated with my brother, which she does. Like my mom, she'll get aggravated with my brother Kevin. And she'll do the silent treatment, and then she'll hash it out with them, and then they'll be good again. But that's just kind of how their relationship is. It's a very strong relationship, but they butt heads every once in a while, and then they get through it and move it on. But then my brother's girlfriend, I was taking care of Maui. Remember, again, if you're a fan of our project here, sometimes I'll have a dog. A golden retriever named Maui. That's my brother's dog. So I was watching him, because my brother was away on a work trip somewhere overseas. So I was watching this dog while my brother's girlfriend went to go pick up my brother's daughter at her university to bring her home. So I was watching the dog for a couple of days. So my brother's girlfriend, but they're practically married. They've been living together for 5 years. So in the state of Connecticut, I think if you've been living together for 3 years, you're kind of technically married, even if you don't do the whole pizzazz jazz with that, the letter of law, but letter of law, I don't know. Well, they're together. More than a girlfriend, but not, technically married. So my brother's girlfriend comes over to pick up Maui. And then my mom starts talking shit about my brother to my brother's girlfriend. And complaining, I got to talk with Kevin. I have problems with him, and we got to sell this out. And then she's just laying out all the problems she has with Kevin, my brother, to my brother's girlfriend. And I'm there. And I'm listening to what my mom is doing. And in my head, I'm telling my mom, I'm like, dude, shut the hell up. If you have complaints, tell me about them. Tell one of my sisters about them, right? Don't tell your son's girlfriend all the problems you have with your son, because your girlfriend is going to take her, you get what I'm saying? The girlfriend is going to take her boyfriend's side. She's not going to take the mother-in-law side. So why are you laying out all this dirty laundry to the girlfriend? Because she's going to go home and report it word for word to my brother. So now my brother's going to be more upset with my mom. And then there's going to be, because he's going to, my mom just yapping. It's going to go around and get back to my brother. When really my mom just should have gone directly to my brother, which she will, and they'll hash out and they'll be fine. But I'm there in the kitchen going, what the hell are you doing, Mom? I'm looking at her, and my mom doesn't pick up on these, the verbal cue, or sorry, the physical cues of like, hey, like, this is not the woman you're supposed to be complaining. You don't complain to your son's girlfriend about your son. Right? You do that to me or to one of our sisters. Like that's crazy. That can cause chaos in the family. And most of the time, it's amusing. Like my mom will come home from a grocery store and talk about, I just learned about this lady, like she had a mastectomy and, her daughter broke her leg and now they need daycare or an adult care. I'm like, you had a 3-minute interaction. The lady checked out your bread and eggs. How the hell did you learn this much about this checkout lady? How does she know about me? Right? Why are you telling the checkout lady about me? That's funny. But when you start talking all your problems and all everything you're thinking within the family, like that, you can't do that. Like I must get this from my mom. Because that's basically what verbal graffiti is. Like, I talk shit about everybody I know, everyone I interact with on the internet, for everyone to listen and hear and see and all that. Like, I'm not a confrontational guy. I'm very passive aggressive. So I must get that from my mom. Like, I do talk shit, but I do it via the internet. But I'm smart enough to know who not to talk shit to. Because the comedy scene is it's large, but it's not. So like, there are comics who I have problems with. There are comics who I think are dog shit, who I don't think are funny at all, that I think are kind of mean-spirited people. But I just don't go to a show and then when I'm talking about, I don't talk bad about any comics to another comic. Because if I do that, I know that word is going to get back to that comic that I don't like them, and then there's going to be an issue and drama, and that's where fights happen and cliques. Like, I'm smart enough to know if I'm going to talk shit about a comic, like I talk about I talk that shit to friends of mine who are not in the industry. As I'm sure many of you are too, with whatever industry you have. If you have a coworker or whomever that you don't like, you go home and you tell your lover about it. You don't go to the lady who works for HR and talk shit about the person, you message all day on your Teams calls. Like that's wackadoo. You don't do that. And my mom's getting out where she's just letting it fly. She's saying any problem she has, she'll tell anybody. She'll tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, yeah, you got to do this. I don't like that. And I'm there, I'm like, well, I live with my mom. Like, I can't chastise her for what she's doing. I live at her house rent-free. Like, I can't tell her not to cut it out. And I know she's not going to cut it out because you don't cut out your habits, when you're getting AARP magazines. You are who you are at that point. And this is who my mom is. And I always thought it was amusing, but it's getting to a point where her talking, her yapping, yeah, it could start causing strife. And it's, I didn't say anything to my mother about it. I was just like, hey, man, I just know I put myself in my brother's position. Like, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm a bit of a loser. Right? I fuck. I'm not great. I'm a great fuck. I'm great at fucking. I have rhythm. I'm great with my hips. Mr. Perfect, although he's adequate, like he's frisky. Like, I'm a great fuck, not great with relationships. I don't know how to get into them. And, I've been perpetually single most of my life, almost all my life. But I knew if I had a girlfriend, if I had a babe, and then I found out my mom was complaining about me and whatever antics I'm up to my girlfriend, like, I'd be furious about it. I would. And I don't think I'm out of pocket to be furious. So I think my brother, I know he's got to be upset about this, but again, it's just some family drama. It's always interesting at the Glass household. It's fun, but we're a tight-knit family. It's all love here. That's what's going on in the B-Man's life. All right, moving forward. This next one comes from the subreddit Diary. Letting it all hang out, I guess, this episode. Diary. Productive day. 5:12 p.m. 3/3/2026. So that's March 3rd, 2026. Continuing loving myself and taking care of myself. How do you do that? All right. 1. Sent 2 resumes to a friend. 2. Had a productive call with a potential client and scheduled a follow-up call. 3. Had a referral for a new business line. 4. Applied for 1 job. 5. Sent paperwork for getting more money into my life. Disability, unemployment. All right. Number 6. Manage not to get engaged with terrible people. Is that a productive day? Is it? Because if you think that's a productive day, that's why you're unemployed. That's why you typically engage with terrible, mean-spirited people. That's why you're applying for jobs. That's why you need to keep reaching out for new lines of business to try to find new clients, because this is not a productive day. All right. It kind of sounds good. It's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of HR words. Right? It's a lot of bullet points, but there's no action being taken. There's no, like, you applied for 1 job. Well, what is the job? How did you apply for it? Like, I need details. Paint the picture. It's just a lot of that you gave me an outline. All right, you gave me an outline for the diary post. Now give me the diary post, because I this is just an outline. This is just bullet points. You applied for 1 job. Big whoop-de-doo. It takes 10 minutes to apply for a job. When I was unemployed, and there was a period, multiple periods, shocking. Hey, B-Man, there was a lot of time in your life where you were unemployed. You bet their ass there was. I'm sure you're not surprised to hear that. But yeah, I went through like a multi-year period where I was unemployed. And anyone who's actually productive when they're unemployed will tell you, as will I, that applying for jobs when you're unemployed is a part-time job if you're doing it correctly. Like, I hear so many people on the internet talking about how, I've applied for 100 jobs. I've been unemployed 2 months and I've applied for 50 jobs. Like, that's nothing. I'd apply for 10 jobs a day, 100 jobs a week. I'd go to LinkedIn, Monster, whatever work form there is today, whatever they are. I forget what they are because I've been employed for over 7 years now. But any of those sites, I would just apply for everything and anything. Whether I was qualified, underqualified, overqualified, I give out my resume, my I do a very bland cover letter. Yeah, you change the company name, a few adjectives, and you fix it with whatever the job title is, and you send it via whatever site it is. Right? I spent all morning doing that during my unemployment period. So to apply for 1 job, like that, that's nothing. Like hawking my dick loogie takes more effort than applying for 1 job. Come on. You sought out 1 new business contact, or what is that? What, you text somebody who knows somebody who's in business? Like, that's nothing. That's fugazi. You did nothing today. One of your bullet points was not engaging with a terrible person. Like that, that shouldn't even be a bullet point. Honestly, if you want to get employed and be productive, engaging with the terrible people is what you got to do. Nobody likes the hiring managers. Nobody likes the person at the front desk. But those are the people you got to go through to get that W-2. So you did nothing, no exercise. You didn't make a meal. You didn't do anything with your friends. You didn't go to a McDonald's. Like I talked about last episode, you've done nothing today. Let me look at that again. Let's see, make sure I'm... Oh, you sent 2 resumes to a friend. So you did nothing today, and you offloaded that nothingness to a friend of yours. You sent 2 resumes to your friend. I'm here to ask you, why do you need a mediator? Why do you need a liaison between you and wherever you want those resumes to go? Just send it to whoever you want them to get to directly. Are you unemployed? You got all day. Why are you having your friend do your work for you? What's one of the other ones? You had a productive call with a client and scheduled a follow-up. Do you not know about ABC always be closing? You're never doing closing. If you have a client, right, and then you follow it up with, I had a call with a client and we scheduled a follow-up, that's not a productive call. A productive call is, I called a client and we made an agreement. We came to some terms, a business deal. There's money that's going to transfer or be made together or with, again, whatever. When you call a client and you schedule a follow-up, that's a fail. You're a loser. Whoever you think that client is, they're not going to give you their time, their business, their money. There's nothing productive about that call. Waste of a call. ABC, always be closing. Now, I'm not here to chastise you, even though I just spent the last 5 minutes chastising you. I'm underwhelmed with your day. And I don't think it's worth a diary post. That's just me. Let me tell you my day. Typical day. My diary post. B-Man, what do you do? What's in your diary post, B-Man? You're complaining about this lady who did nothing. She's going to be employed until the end of time. What about you? What about your day? Okay. Typical day. I set my alarm for 8:18 a.m. And I also schedule or put a alarm for 8:38 a.m. because I like to lay in bed before I get up. So 8:18, the alarm goes off on my phone, click it off. And 8:38, I always tell myself, okay, 8:38, the alarm goes off, get out of bed at 8:42. I usually don't get out of bed till around 8:47. Sometimes 8:55, because I have to sign in at work at 9 a.m. This studio, that is studio, my bedroom, it's also my workplace. My day job, I work from this room, this bedroom studio. I have a laptop. So I sign in at 9 a.m. I usually sign in at 8:58. Then I go upstairs, I brush my teeth, I go to the bathroom, I shower, make coffee, I come back downstairs, do 50 squats, and then I usually start working around 9:20 to 9:25 a.m. All right, first thing I do, I log on. I actually log, I sign in at 8:55, but I don't actually start working till around 9:25. I don't tell my employer that. But then the first thing I do, I look into my email and I pray, I hope there's not an abundance of emails telling me I did my work wrong and I need to go correct it from the previous day. And hopefully, and then I work. I work till about I don't know, like 11 a.m. Like I actually do work. Like a productive morning, 11 a.m. Usually when I poop. I poop, wash my hands, come back. I have cream I put on my hands that is like a numbing because I have pain in my hands. And then I'll work again. I probably work till about 2:30, 3 p.m. I hardly ever work past 3 p.m. Now I sign out of work at 5:30, but again, this is a work from home, like I meet my quota. I'm good at what I do. But, like, hey, man, well, white collar America, like, nobody's working. Like, if you're working a full day in corporate America, you're a sucker. Low IQ. Better, make better use of your time. Work efficiently, not longer. So I'll work till 2:30. Then I usually I'll think for 45 minutes. All right, I'll lay down or I'll sit in my chair, put my phone away. I'll move the mouse every once in a while to make it look like I'm working. So and then I'll think of jokes or of movie ideas. And the silence, 45 minutes, try to come up with new ideas that's funny that I can do for verbal graffiti or for stand up. And then I'll go for a run. So from 2:30 to 3:30, I'm thinking. 3:30 to 4:30, I go for a 4-mile jog. Come home, shower. I'll talk to my mom while she's cooking us dinner from like 5 to 5:30. And that's not so much talking. It's just I'll listen to my mom talk to me, as we talked about in the open. I'm not a talker. I'm a listener. I'm an observer. And then I'll eat dinner alone. All right, me and my mom, we eat separately. That's because of me and my misophonia. I have trouble. I can't control myself. I shut down emotionally when I eat with other people, so I eat alone down here in this studio. And then I do the dishes. That usually takes about 6:15. Then usually I'll scroll through X or Instagram. I'll look for baddies to follow and I'll cold DM them. Usually none of them respond. And I usually do that till 7. Then I go out to do stand-up. Stand-up, I usually get home 10:30, 11, 11:30 at night. From 11:30 to midnight, I'll scroll through my phone. It's one of my favorite parts of the day is to doom scroll through X. Usually at midnight, I tell myself I should go to bed, but I do not go to bed. Because there's always that thing. At midnight, it's like I should go to bed or can I goon? Well, not goon, but like I'll jerk off, edge. It's not a gooning session. I save those for the weekend. But I'd say that I'm horny. I've always been a night gooner. So it's like that internal battle every night. Should I go to bed or should I goon? Or should I continue to doom scroll? And the gooning and the doom scrolling almost always wins out. And I almost always regret it in the AM when I wake up because I'm tired. And, I'm tired and dragging the entire next day. But that is my life. Till midnight, it's like I should go to bed, but I don't. I continue to doom scroll and or hawk my dick loogie. Not a goon, but more than a masturbation. And edging, I'll edge for like half an hour and then, hawk my dick loogie. So then I'll get in bed by usually like 12:30 and then wake up at 8:18, but not get out of bed till 8:45. And that's my daily routine. Typical. And you should know to be me, I love routine. I'm not a spontaneous guy. All the babes say, I love spontaneity. I love random day trips. Go away for the weekend, unplanned. No. I like routine. I like regimented routine. I'd be great in the military. The Marines, like same schedule every day. If it wasn't for the going off the war and possibly getting shot and killed, maimed, casualty, if it wasn't for that aspect of the Marine Corps, I think I would love that lifestyle because that's all about routine. But that's my daily diary. Let's go look at something. Episode 237, about the burp, segment 2. Just drink a lot of water. Excuse me. I don't really like burp humor, but I had to chug some water. I talked a lot that first segment. Let's get into the next thing I found on Reddit, because it's almost midnight here. All right, and I want to get to bed by 1 a.m. And I also want to eat some tortilla chips, and I also want a goon before I go to bed, so we got to get through this one quickly. I will give you my undivided attention and all my energy during this one. I promise you that. All right, this comes from this subreddit, Ask Men Relationships. Am I an idiot? Am I an idiot? ? I don't know how to put NSFW, not suitable for work, flair, but NSFW with a bunch of exclamation points. Throwaway accounts. I'm a 28-year-old male, been out of the dating game for a couple of years, no flings or anything, just focused on career, etc. Well, that's stupid. Anyways, I decided to go to a strip club yesterday. I have been before in college, and I get that the girls are selling a fantasy and all. None of it is real, I know. Do you? But this girl was absolutely crazy. In my state, you can't be fully nude, but in the back room, she did it anyway. Like she let me do anything, choking, slapping, anything short of public fornication. LOL, laughing out loud. She gave me her number and said we should stay in touch. I also gave her a hefty tip, as you should. Am I stupid for thinking this could be an actual thing? ? Like I'm not gonna make this a serious relationship, but like, is this how the whole selling the fantasy works nowadays? ? If I got a blowjob, every time I heard a John say, I'm not going to make this a serious relationship when pertaining to a stripper as a potential partner, I wouldn't have to goon later tonight because I'd be getting blowjobs multiple times a day. This is a story as old as time. John, lonely, hasn't had his wiener touched in years, walks into a strip club, and walks out of there in love. I don't blame you. How any John can go into a strip club and walk out not being in love with one of the strippers who just danced on his private parts naked in the back room, I don't know how you do that. I'm not emotionally equipped not to not fall in love. Therefore, I don't go to strip clubs because that's dangerous business in a strip club, especially when you're lonely. So, but my advice to you is, what? I don't have a question for you. My advice is go for it. Why not? You're 28. You're young. You've been out of a relationship for 2 years. It's time you get your dick wet. You deserve love. More importantly, you deserve love. I say go after this stripper. As you know, it's been documented here at Verbal Graffiti. I am not a strip club guy. I've been to a strip club maybe 10 times, give or take a few, either direction, my entire life. And I only know of one guy. And usually when I go, it's either on a date or in a big group of guy friends of mine. Anytime I've been, only one guy has left the strip club with the phone number from one of the strippers in the venue. And that guy, he's a Chad. Like 6'3", muscular, looks like an NFL linebacker. So this, from my field experience, from my field studies, the strippers usually do not give out their phone number to us Johns. And when they do, they're probably interested in you. So that the fact that this babe this stripper gave you her contact info? Absolutely. My field study tells me you should entertain this babe and reach out to her. Now, what I'm going to tell you is don't text her, right? Don't call her. Don't DM her on TikTok or whatever, Snapchat, FaceTime her, right? Go be a man, right? You're 28, you have a career, you're out there in the field again. Be a man, FaceTime her. Hey, she's probably getting DMs, text messages from hundreds of Johns that she's danced on this week. Differentiate yourself from all the other Johns. Be direct. FaceTime her. And keep the conversation lighthearted. Like, don't mention how you can't stop thinking about treating her like a punching bag. Right? Don't tell her you want to put her in a full Nelson. Right? Don't talk about how you can't stop thinking about slapping her face. Don't do it. Keep it lighthearted. She knows that you want to slap her again. You know you want to slap her again, all consensually, of course. But keep that unspoken. You both know it, but it does not need to be said. Keep it lighthearted. And invite her to a carnival. Go to a carnival, get some blue cotton candy. Promise that you'll win her a big stuffed animal in one of the shooting games. Win her a stuffed animal. Go on the Ferris wheel, and when she sucks you off, when you're on the top of the Ferris wheel, welcome to the chaos that is going to become your life. Because when you get sucked off by a stripper on the top of a Ferris wheel and introduce a serious relationship with a stripper, chaos always follows. Right behind her, through the door, into your life. The stripper and the chaos she brings with her. Because all strippers have baggage. They're not saying that's a negative, it's just a fact. This stripper, your life, it's kind of been very focused, right? On your career, making money, all about the bag, not worrying about the babes. And the first babe you fall in love with is a stripper. You're in for some late nights, some FaceTime calls with some curse words. And there may be some screaming. There may be some... things are going to be fine. I hope you have extra plates because she's probably going to break some plates in your kitchen while throwing them at you. Hopefully you have quick reflexes. Duck. Well, all I'm saying is... I'm saying a lot, but go for it. You deserve this. What? Wow. Why not entertain a stripper? Why? If she got naked on you, she broke the rules of the strip club, of the state. She gave you her contact info. Don't fuck this up. It's been 2 years since you've gotten your dick wet. Call her. Don't wait 3 days. Don't wait a week. Because if you wait, some alpha Chad, it looks maxing guy, he's going to be in the club the next night. And there's competition for strippers. You got to act now. And I don't blame any guy, any John who falls in love with a stripper. How can you not? Honestly, if a hot babe, stripper, lady of the night, took her thong off and was stripping on me and let me, feel her up, and I could smell that cheap perfume that she got at Sephora, all over that vixen's chest, I'd propose. If I had the money to buy a ring. I don't blame you for falling in love with this stripper. And I'll say this. If you're a guy out of a relationship, we hear this all the time. Well, I'm out of a relationship. I don't know. I've been out of the game, married, or I'm newly divorced, or I have a long-term relationship. I'm rusty. I don't have any game. Like, how do I get back in the game? Go to a strip club. It's a perfect place to practice being comfortable around scantily clad ladies, right? They have to talk to you. It's a business transaction, but You get one night at a strip club, you'll probably interact with 10 babes minimum and have a fun conversation with them. You're not going to get that at a club or a restaurant or a running club on a Saturday morning. Hey, go to a strip club. Reintroduce yourself to flirting with ladies. And they have to flirt with you. So it's a perfect place to re-engage with game. And to you strippers out there, if there's a John you're attracted to, go for it. That's the perfect place to meet a guy. If a guy tips you well and he's physically fit and you're attracted to him, get out the magic marker and put your phone number, your Snapchat on the shaft of his penis. Some Johns have all the luck. I've never walked out with contact info from a stripper, ever. That's probably because I'm cheap. I don't go back to the back room. I've never been to the back room at a strip club, because I'm cheap. I don't want to pay $50 or $75 for a 150-cent, song in the back room. And also, I don't want the blue balls that comes with the back room, because I'm not going to pay the extra to get the blow job while I have a condom on, because I'm a dignified man. Dignified men don't wear condoms when receiving oral sex. So if you're a dignified man, don't go in that back room. Go suck a fat one.